Good morning, all you lovely people. Welcome back to the grumpy old git in the corner on a Monday that is a bit like a politician. It can't make up its mind what it wants to fucking do. We've got rain out the back, blue skies out the front. Yeah. But talking about politicians, you've got the elections going off all over Europe now. And from what I'm seeing, it's a very, very big swing to the right in a lot of countries. Yeah, have the Europeans finally opened their eyes? Well, it's about time. It's took them long enough, hasn't it? But even France, Macron has seen the error of his ways, and he's called a snap election now, and it looks like he could well end up losing out to Le Pen. Going down the same route as the Tories by the looks of it. But back home now with Roland, he's literally single-handedly destroying the Tory party, hasn't he? To the point that the party is falling apart. Now, this I saw today. Ridiculous.
This is a pool interview, and other broadcasters have asked me to ask about your selection, and we want to ask about it as well. I come back to the question. It looks like a stitch-up. Chairman of the party, shortlist of one, just before nominations close. How is that not an appalling stitch-up and anti-democratic?
Emily Thornberry today has completely admitted that Labour's approach to taxing schools is going to mean larger class sizes for children right across the country, particularly in the state sector. The children are going to be paying the price for Labour's ideological obsession, with over £2,000 extra on tax for their parents and larger class sizes for children. It's children and families who are going to pay the price under a Labour government.
So you can't justify the way you have been parachuted into Basildon and Billericay. You're not denying it's a stitch-up and it's anti-democratic.
Emily Thornberry today has admitted...
I'm going to stop you now. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You said in an interview earlier this year you were bloody loyal to the North East. What happened to that?
John, I've already answered these questions.
No, you haven't.
Actually, I have.
When?
When I did a Channel 4 News interview last week.
Oh, right, it's one broadcaster, isn't it? This is a pool interview for all the other
John,
broadcasters.
I think
these broadcasters agreed that the questions would be...
No, nobody agreed that at all. Well, I've got a list here of questions from other broadcasters.
All three broadcasters agreed. Everyone on this...
Nobody's agreed. No, absolutely not. No,
I can
absolutely
get
not.
the proof. They all agreed this.
Well,
if that's where it's going to go, then we'll just leave, because that's not what we agreed to come here today to discuss.
And that's from the chair of the Tory party. You know, as always, not one of them can answer a question. They can't answer yes or no. It has to be a political statement, and usually about something else other than what they were being questioned on. I mean, Roland himself was questioned by a GP, an ex-GP, a lady, pointing out to him how the NHS has failed, how it's still failing, and that it's never going to be put right. And what could he do? He fucking laughed at her. Absolutely disgraceful. You know, this is along the lines of his disgraceful antics at the Normandy Remembrance Service. I mean, that was just sickening. That just shows his arrogance. And Farage is standing up and making them look fucking idiots, as well as Labour. You know, I mean, it's obvious Labour are going to win. I don't think they'll be any better for the country. In fact, I know they won't. But it's something different for us to deal with, isn't it? But these fucking idiots are still making promises they can't keep. Roland and his... they've literally lost any chance of winning this election. I mean, do you remember this?
The aftermath of COVID still lingers. Putin's war in Ukraine has destabilized energy markets and supply chains the world over. For me, during COVID, doing everything I could to protect people and businesses with schemes like furlough, will unite our country, not with words, but with action. This government will have integrity, professionalism, and accountability at every level. Trust is earned, and I will earn yours. We will create a future worthy of the sacrifices so many have made, and fill tomorrow and every day thereafter with hope. Thank you.
Yep, that was him the day he took power. And I will say took power because he wasn't elected, was he? You know, it was bullshit right from the start. And it's continued ever since. I mean, he said sorry more times than he's made promises. You know, so many fails. But we'll leave that there for now. The NHS are putting out appeal for blood donations in London. Now they're saying this is because of a cyber attack. Will somebody download all their fucking blood supplies? What the fuck? They need blood because there's been a cyber attack. Don't get that one. Don't get that one at all. And talking of tech, don't forget today is the deadline to get your pet cat low-jacked with a chip. With the threat of a fine, no less, if you don't. Go fuck yourself. If you're not low-jacking my cat, she don't go out. She doesn't leave my side. She doesn't leave the room. She's that ill she can't go anywhere. And you expect me to get her low-jacked? I mean, they're saying this is so they can reunite owners with lost cats. Well, one, she ain't never going to get lost. She's likely to die before she gets lost. She is on her last legs, unfortunately. But think of this. They want to low-jack cats so they can keep track of them. Just like they do with us, with mobile phones and shit. But isn't it funny how they can lose thousands of illegals in this country and can't find them, yet they think they can find some cats? Fucking says it all about them, doesn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. Right, I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. I have got things to do. Obviously, we're going away at the end of the month. I've got to get the fishing tackle ready and get the house ready for the grandson to stay, to look after the little cat if she survives. But until the next one, as always, stay safe, stay strong, and stay free from this bullshit. Respects, guys.